No.
Yes guys, it's Gavin and welcome back to geetee TV, and I'm here for my last reaction of the day. And today, that last reaction, well, if you've watched my previous two videos you will know what that reaction is. It is a football one. Messi Messi is a dog, never dives. So as I said earlier on in my first video, which was the Hellboy one, somebody dropped it in my comments and it just stood out. Messi's a dog. There's another one, Magical Messi, and there's a couple of other ones what people have been asking me to react to. On the list so far I'm going to do Ibrahimovic, Zidane, Thierry Henry, who else did I say before? I'm going to do a Neymar one as well. But yeah guys, any suggestions, put them in the comments. Talking to comments, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the usual stuff, you know, hit the notification bell so you can catch me on my future videos. Now, as I said on a previous video, I am changing my channel a little bit. It's not just going to be film reactions anymore. I'm going to do a few little things with, like, you know, little quick 2-minute videos with little bits of humour. I'm going to be doing a sports section. This really originally was the footballing side, which I'm calling the Football and God series, was only going to be a 5-part, but I thought if I get a little bit of feedback I'll do more. So I've had you know, a little bit of feedback, so I've decided I was going to do 10, but thinking about it now, I love football and it's, you know, it's my favourite sport, so I think I'm going to continue it. Won't drop them all the time, but I'll be dropping a couple a month, you know, like goals of 2018, you know. I support Liverpool, so I'll be dropping Liverpool's top 20 goals of 2018, Chelsea's, Man City's, Man United's. You know, I keep it fair. I'm not just going to stick to my own team. I do like football, so, you know, I watch football when I can, but my own team's in my heart. So I will be dropping that. I am going to be dropping in the next couple of days the 20, it's either 10 or 20 fastest records in history, or the 10 wildest records in history. There's 2 videos, so I'll be dropping that, but I will be doing quite a bit on the sport. I'm looking at getting into the boxing as well, so if you've got any suggestions what I can do with the boxing side of things, just pop it in the comments. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with Messi as a dog, see what it's all about.
The quick answer is because of my daughter, because of my wife, because my family is from Catalonia. But if I had to answer with honesty why I'm still here in Barcelona in these awful and boring times, it would be because by train I'm 40 minutes away from the best football in history. I mean, if my wife and daughter decided to go live in Argentina right now, I would divorce and stay here, at least until the Champions League final. Because the world has never seen something like this on a football pitch, in no era, ever, and it's very likely that it will never happen again. It's true. I'm writing this at a special time. I'm writing this in the same week that Messi scored 3 goals for Argentina, 5 for Barcelona in the Champions League, and 2 for his club in La Liga. 10 goals in 3 games for 3 different competitions. The Catalan press doesn't talk about anything else. For a little while, the economic crisis isn't the main subject on the front page of the news. The internet explodes, and in the middle of all this, a theory passed through my head, a very strange, hard to explain theory. That's why I'll try to write it, to see if I can finally grasp it fully. It all started this morning. I'm watching Messi goals on YouTube non-stop. I'm doing it with guilt because I'm in the middle of editing magazine number 6. I shouldn't be doing this. By chance, I click on a compilation of clips I've never seen before. I think it'll be one more video like thousands and thousands, but I soon realize it is not. The clips are not Messi goals, his best runs, nor his assists. It's a strange compilation. The video shows hundreds of clips, 2 or 3 seconds long each, in which Messi gets tackled fiercely and doesn't fall to the ground. He doesn't dive or whine, he doesn't try to win a free kick or a penalty. In each frame, he keeps his eyes on the ball while he struggles to find balance. He makes supernatural efforts to keep the game going, even if the opposite defender deserves a yellow card. It is a compilation of relentless kicks, obstructions, stomps and cheating, reckless tackles and shirt grabbing. I've never seen them all together. He runs with the ball and receives a kick in the tibia, but keeps going. He gets hit in the ankles, stumbles and keeps going. He gets his shirt grabbed and pulled by a defender. He frees himself and keeps going. Suddenly, I was stunned, because something in those images was familiar to me. I replayed each frame in slow motion and realized that Messi's eyes are always concentrated on the ball and not on the sport, nor on the context. Football today has very clear regulations by which, a lot of times, falling to the ground could mean securing a penalty or getting an opposition player booked, because it could prove useful for later counterattacks. In these clips, Messi seems like he doesn't understand anything about football or opportunities. It seems like he's in a trance, hypnotized. He only wants the ball in the net. He doesn't care about the sport, nor the result, nor the laws. You have to look carefully into his eyes to understand it. He squeezes them as if struggling to read a subtitle. He focuses on the ball, and he wouldn't lose sight of it, not even if he was stabbed. Where have I seen that look before? It looked familiar to me, that gesture of introspection. I paused the video, zoomed into his eyes, and then I remembered. The eyes of Totin when he was going crazy for the sponge. When I was a child, I had a dog called Totin. Nothing moved him. He wasn't an intelligent dog. When thieves broke into the house, he just looked at them while they carried the TV away. The doorbell rang, and he didn't seem to have heard it. I puked, and he didn't come to lick it. But when somebody, my mother, my sister, myself, grabbed a sponge, a yellow sponge to wash the dishes, Totin went mad. He wanted the sponge more than anything in the world. He was dying to get that yellow rectangle and carry it to his dog bed. I would show him the sponge with my right hand, and he would focus on it. I would move it side to side, and he would never stop looking at it. He could not stop looking at it. The speed in which I moved the sponge didn't matter. Totin's neck would move at identical speed through the air. His eyes would become attentive, intellectual eyes, like Messi's eyes, which stopped being the eyes of a scatterbrained teenager and for a few seconds turned into the attentive side of Sherlock Holmes. I discovered today, watching that video, that Messi is a dog, or a dogman. This is my theory. I'm sorry if you had greater expectations. Messi is the first dog that plays football. It is possible that he doesn't even understand the rules. Dogs don't fake it and dive when they see a car coming in their direction. They don't complain to the referee when a cat escapes them. They don't want the garbage truck to be booked. When football started, players were like this too. They went for the ball and nothing else. Color cards didn't exist, nor the offside rule, nor were the away goals more important than the home ones. Back then, people played football like Messi and Totin. Afterwards, everything got very strange. Today, everyone seems to care more about the bureaucracy of the sport, its laws. After an important game, people take a whole week to talk about the legislation. Did Juan get booked on purpose so that he would miss the next game and play El Clásico? Did Pedro really fake the foul inside the penalty box? Will they allow Pancho to play as stated by the clause number 208, which says that Ernesto is playing for the under-17? Did the coach order to overwater the pitch so the opponents would slip and break their cranium? Did the ball boys disappear when the game was 2-1 and appear again when it was 2-2? Will the club appeal Paco's double yellow card in the tribunal? Did the referee correctly add the minutes that Ricardo wasted by protesting about the sanction that Ignacio received because of Luis' time wasting before the throw-in? No, sir. Dogs don't listen to the radio. They don't read the news. They don't understand if a game is an unimportant friendly or the cup final. Dogs want to take the sponge to their dog bed, even if they are tied to death or if the mice are killing them. Messi is a dog. He breaks past records because the dogman played football only until the 50s. Afterwards, FIFA invited us to talk about laws and articles. and we forgot how important the sponge is. And one day, a sick boy appears, just like the day a sick monkey stood upright and the history of mankind began. This time, it was a kid from Rosario with, apparently, some disabilities. Unable to say one phrase after another, visibly awkward, incapable of almost anything related to human guile, but with an impressive talent to keep and control something right. Take that white sphere and put it between the three posts all the time, like Sisyphus, over and over again. After the game in which he scored 5 goals, Guardiola said, "The day he wants, he will score 6. It wasn't a compliment, it was the objective expression of the symptoms. Lionel Messi is a sick man. It's a strange illness that moves me, because I loved Totin and now Messi is the last dogman. And to watch that illness in detail, to see it evolve every Saturday, that's why I'm still in Barcelona, even though I'd prefer to be living somewhere else. Every time I climb the Camp Nou stairs and I suddenly see the brightness of the lit-up pitch, this moment that always reminds us of our childhood, I say the same thing to myself. You have to be really lucky, Jorge, to love a sport so much and being contemporary with its best version. And on top of that, the pitch where it happens is so close to you. I enjoy my double luck. It's my treasure. I'm nostalgic of the present every time Messi plays. I'm a fanatic of this place in the world and this historic time. Because I think, on Doomsday, all the men that have ever lived will congregate to talk about football. And one will say, I studied in Amsterdam in 1979. And another will say, I was an architect in Sao Paulo in 62. And another one, I was a teenager in Napoli in 87. And my father will say, I traveled to Montevideo in 67. And another one behind him, I listened to the Silence Maracana in 1950. Everyone will tell their stories with pride until the night is old. And when nobody else is left to speak, I will stand and say slowly, I lived in Barcelona in the times of the Dogman, and there will be silence. Everyone else will lower their head, and God will appear, dressed for the occasion, and pointing at me he will
Wow, I didn't expect that at all. You just have to sit and listen. But he's right, I'm going to turn around to my my grandkids one day and say, I lived in a time of most probably the greatest footballer ever. A kid who moved from Argentina at 13 to move to Spain, Barcelona, Spain. He had an illness. He couldn't grow or something. He had problems with his legs, and it wasn't in a good way. And they took him over to Barcelona. They paid for his treatment, and the guy said all he could do was kick a ball, and God gives you a talent, and He's surely given my man a talent. It's that video. It wasn't the storytelling, the way he told it, the way he narrated it. It was beautiful. It really, really was beautiful. I just didn't expect that at all. Comparing him with his dog, I can see where he was coming from. I can see where he was getting at. I just thought it was a little bit weird when I seen the title. A dog is very one-track, isn't it? Very tunnel vision. You give a dog a ball, you throw it, you fake it, and the dog's just on that ball. And it's something I have realised with Messi in the past. He never dives. He never ever dives. He just gets on with it. But he brought something to my attention, and every time I see obviously Barcelona play in the future, I'm going to be looking out for it when Messi's playing. Even when he's getting fouled, he never takes his eyes off the ball. He is so focused on it. It's like he's got a lock. He's targeted. He's got lock vision, and no matter where that ball goes. When he was falling, he was rolling over, and he was still keeping an eye on the ball. It was just like, wow, you know. But he has. But I'll tell you what, whoever's done that, that was brilliant. That, you know, it wasn't about his skills, it wasn't about his goals, it wasn't about his wages, his fancy house, what his wife looks like. It was kind of emotional, but it wasn't meant to come across as emotional. But with the music and the tone, what they set, it kind of emotional, you know. Like the guy said, you know, he was there when obviously he was naming Johan Cruyff, obviously the different players of the generation, Pele's, your Maradonas, and do you know what I mean? I was in an era, you know, when this guy was, you know, I've seen Maradona play. You know, I was born in the 70s, I've seen Cruyff, I've seen, you know, Rudel, Van Basten, I've seen all these players who were excited. You know, they all had the time, 2-3 years, you know, they was at the top of the game. But this guy, you know, 10 years plus, and that name's still going. And it's not going away. You think he's going to slow down. We know he's going to slow down. He's going to retire in a few years. And when he retires, who's there to replace him? You've got Mbappe. You know, he's won the World Cup at 19. You've got Neymar. I don't know. I think Neymar's a fantastic player. Could be the next best player in the world. But I just don't think he's got the attitude. I don't think his attitude's correct. He's got a natural gift. He's another one of them South American footballers who's just naturally gifted like Messi, but he doesn't seem to apply himself. You know, rather than get on with the game like Messi, if you foul Neymar, it's like someone's gone behind him with a 12 gauge and blasted him in the back or his ankles. You know, he goes flying. But there is a lot of world class players, but there's very, very, very few elite players left in this game at the moment. You know, if there's one player any team would want, and if they had an unlimited budget, it would be the Dog Man, Lionel Messi. On that note, peeps, I'm going to bounce. Brilliant video, by the way. Thumbs up to the creator of that. I thought that was fantastic. One of the best videos I've actually ever seen. I just liked it. I just liked his story, saying, you know, if he got divorced, you know, if his wife wanted to move back to Argentina, he'd have to divorce her and stay in Barcelona at least until the Champions League final. Then, you know, go and grovel. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go. But on that note, as I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things that YouTube requires you to do. Any other suggestions, pop them in the comments. It'll be greatly appreciated. I'm looking for more stuff to do on the football side, football stroke soccer, also boxing. So yeah, guys, peace out and bye-bye. Boom.
No, no, no.